Hi, I'm Dave Monty with RE/MAX and welcome to my video series, Everything Villages. Today's video is one video in my series on pricing homes in the villages. Specifically today we're going to talk about how the lot will affect pricing, so stay tuned. Before we get started, most of the information that I share in my videos is in my 40-page guide, Buying and Selling a Home in the Villages. If you would like your free copy, just email me at davemontysales@gmail.com and I'll send you out your copy. After location, lot type has the most significant impact on the price of the home. The goal of today's video is to introduce you to the different lot types that are available here in the villages and give you a sense of what you might expect to pay as a premium for these different types of lots. Now, I am going to sail into some choppy waters here, and what do I mean by that? Pricing is so subjective. Not all views are created equal. Not all houses are orientated on a lot the same way. I am going to try to give you a range of prices for the different types of lots. However, it's more to give you a sense that if you're backing up to a road versus a corner lot, how do those compare with one another? Because pricing can vary wildly depending on a number of different factors. We'll try to touch on most of those as we're going through. But as an example, most homes with a view also have a pool. So you have a combination of factors which will affect the pricing of a home. When I'm talking about pricing, I'm mainly talking about designer homes. That's the bulk of the homes here. We will touch on villas a little bit. When we start talking about premier homes, the effect of pricing can be even amplified. The goal of this video isn't to handle every single situation. Again, is just to give you a feel of the different types of lots and about how much they cost. The last little disclaimer here is that being a real estate agent in the villages, we do not sell the new homes. I am talking about resale prices here. From what I understand is special lots in the new section actually command even more of a premium than what we're going to discuss today. So if you're looking at a new home and you want a special lot, be prepared to pay quite a bit of a premium for that lot. So I'm going to shrink myself up here so you don't have to look at me too much. Actually, you can look at me a little bit more than that. And the first one we're going to talk about is the standard lot. Remember, we are talking about designer homes mainly here. Again, we'll touch on the villas a little bit. These are not fences here. These are just showing the lot line. So don't take these as fences. When I talk about a standard lot on a designer home is that 90 to 95% of all homes on a designer are back-to-back or what are called kissing lanais. So what I mean by kissing lanai is you could be sitting in your lanai with a cup of coffee in the morning and literally have a very easy conversation with your neighbor behind you. Standard lots don't provide for much privacy in the back. Many people will put a lot of landscaping back there to give privacy, but if someone hiccups, you can hear them through the landscaping. Again, no privacy. The other thing is not that much room. They're very small lots. All the special lots are going to have one of two things or both things in common, which is to afford more privacy or more room. Now, more room is incredibly important today, especially with COVID. At the beginning of the pandemic, all the pools were closed here. So what did people want to do? Is they still want to go swimming. So they said, you know what? Why don't we put a pool in our house? So lots that have room for a pool are commanding a premium even more than they were a year ago. And we'll talk about that in detail as well. All right, so this is the standard lot, again, back to back. So the first lot we're going to talk about is the lot will back up to a road. Now, in most areas or most communities outside the villages, if you are backing up to a road, it probably actually reduces the price of the home. In the villages, it actually commands a premium. And why is that the case? Well, it hits the first factor that we talked about. There's increased privacy. You're not back to back with somebody. There's no one staring at you through your lanai. Now, I put a price in here of $10,000 to $15,000. It can actually be more than that, depending on what's on the other side of the road. If you have other houses over there, that's one thing. If you happen to be looking over a golf course on the other side of the road, you might command a little bit higher than that $15,000. And I remember, these aren't fences here. These are just showing property lines. The next one is it backs to a wall. And what do I mean by that? Well, it has to do with the nature of the courtyard villa. Remember, these are just property lines over here. However, in a courtyard villa, you will actually have a fence that surrounds the back and creating a courtyard. And the effect of that is, in order to do that, is that this line right here is actually a fence which surrounds the entire villa community. Then if you have a designer home that happens to back up to one of these villa communities, then you're backing up to a wall. And there's a premium for that. The premium is because of increased privacy. While I'm here, we'll point out some of the finer details. This lot right here actually might command even more, and this one even more, just because of the orientation. It's slow. There tends to be a little bit of a bend here, so there's room to put a pool over here and possibly a room to put a pool over here. So these lots are going to command even higher premium, probably closer to what you would get on a corner lot. So let's talk about corner lots. I've showed two different types of corner lots here. Again, remember over here, these are property lines around these single family homes. When you have a corner lot, you don't necessarily increase your privacy in the back, maybe a little bit, but really what we're talking about is a side yard where you have a room to potentially put a pool in. I also show a corner lot on a courtyard villa. In this case, these are fences. As you can see the difference, this goes all the way into the front yard. So these are fences. Here's a standard courtyard lot again. Maybe a little bit of a room to a tiny little pool, but this would be standard. When you on a corner lot for a villa, you create a very large side yard, and many people will take advantage of the wall that's already here and put a pool in. If these were same size homes, so say this was the same size as this one, a smaller villa, this one might go for $275 depending on location, whereas this one might go for $350 because of how big this corner is. So again, there's a lot of factors that go into this pricing. Very much like a corner lot, cul-de-sac lots will create a larger yard, but more specifically, it creates a larger yard in the back rather than on the side, so you command, again, a much higher premium, maybe between $45,000 and $75,000. And again, the reason why is increased privacy. You're pretty far from your back neighbor. Increased yard, so you have the room to put a pool like they did over here. Even some of the homes that are at the front of the cul-de-sac are orientated where there's additional room. So this one might command an extra maybe $25,000, where this one might be closer to that $75,000 mark. Now that brings us into the lots with a view. Now I got lucky here when I was searching for photos that I found a photo that showed two different preserve views. So a preserve view means that you're looking over one of the nature preserves in the villages. To me, these are my favorite lots just because there's a show back there usually. There's a lot of wildlife, a lot of birds, sometimes alligators, etc. So you do get kind of a nature show back here. Now, what's the difference between limited view and a view? Well, if I'm looking at the house over here on the right, you can see that there's a big row of trees back here. Because it's a preserve and protected, these trees can't be taken down. So this house actually is more looking into trees than it's the preserve. The reason why it's a premium is increased privacy with a little bit of nature in the back. You're not staring on a road or a wall. You actually have room behind you. So again, the premium here is mainly for the privacy. Now looking at the home over on the left, there's some trees over here which actually work to block some homes that happen to be over here. You don't see that in the picture, but really you have an expansive view. You don't really have an obstructed view looking out into this preserve. And there you're going to command a $150,000 to $200,000 premium. And as I stated earlier in the video, when pricing these homes, it gets a little bit complicated because typically homes with a nice view, someone paid a premium, they also can afford to put a pool in. So, as the example here, you have a big bird cage with the pool and the view. So, you might be commanding a $300,000 premium when you add all of these factors together. Last one we're going to talk about are going to be water and golf views. Not all views are created equal. And as an example, if I have a home that is sort of on a dog leg in a golf course, that means that I might have a 270-degree panoramic view of a golf course. Now this view is going to command a much higher premium than if your home happened to be on a kind of a narrow tee box with another home on the other side. Again, not all views are created equal. While we're talking about water views here, I'm going to throw in and discuss what a retention pond is. And in the villages, that's considered a maybe, maybe not pond, meaning most of the time there's water in there and you have a fantastic view. If there happens to be extended periods of no rain, some of these retention ponds might dry up a little bit, but the water comes back and all the nature comes back. But 90% of the time they are filled with water. So the goal of this video was just to introduce you to the different lot types, from the back into a road, back into a wall, corner lot, golf view, preserve view, cul-de-sac, etc. All of those will command a premium over a home that is on a standard lot that is back to back with one of your neighbors. My intention was not to give you exact pricing, but just to give you a relative sense of what a specialized lot can command as a premium. So what I'm saying is, I'm begging you not to send me 1,000 comments that say, well, ours, we got X amount of dollars, and oh, by the way, no, we bought a corner lot and we got a fantastic deal, and you don't always pay a premium. This is just give you typical standard and, again, a relative feel of the pricing. I hope this video has been informative and that you enjoyed it. If so, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, or leave a comment. All those things help these videos reach more people. As always, a lot of this information is in my 40-page guide, Buying and Selling a Home in the Villages, which is free to you. Just email me at davemontesales@gmail.com. That email address is in the link right here on the video, as well as below in the description on this video as well. So feel free to email me for that, or one of my other calculators. I hope you have a fantastic day. Be seeing you around the villages. Take care.